Okay, okay, beta. So we are going to start patella now. So patella, so where is the patella present? Right in front of the knee joint. And I told you patella is a sesamoid bone which is developed in the tendon of which muscle?
Quadriceps femoris.
Name the muscles we have in quadriceps femoris. Front of the thigh has 4 muscles. What are those?
Vaster,
Vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, vastus
lateral,
lateralis, and
intermedial.
rectus femoris. Isn't it? So in the tendon of this, you will see there is a formation of bone which is called a sesamoid bone. Okay. So now this is the largest sesamoid bone. Do you remember any other sesamoid bone we have studied in the upper limb?
Pisiform.
Yeah. In which muscle?
Huh?
कौन सी muscle?
Ulnaris. No. Radial. Flexor carpi radial. Ulnaris, sorry.
Flexor carpi ulnaris, isn't it? Pisiform is developed. So here we have, it is formed in the quadriceps femoris. It's also called as kneecap. Okay, it looks like a triangle. So what are the presenting parts you see? It looks like a triangle, right? So it has base and then it has apex. Okay, then it has 2 borders. What are those? Like it has one medial border and then it has one lateral border. Okay, then one upper border also. Medial border, lateral border, upper border. Then it has 2 surfaces. If you see from front, it is anterior surface. If you see from behind, it is posterior surface. Like that, it has 2 surfaces. Now, anterior surface will be rough. Okay. So, and posterior surface will be smooth and articular. Why is it smooth and it is covered with hyaline cartilage? With which bone it is articulating, Hansraj?
Yeah, ma'am.
ये पीछे
Femur.
की तरफ चिकना है एकदम. हाँ, femur. Okay, which surface of the femur? 2 condyles we have, medial and lateral condyle, isn't it?
Medial.
So, inferior aspect, दोनों भी है बेटा. Inferior aspect you will have. I'll get the bone beta, 1 minute. Now, can you see this is the lower end of the femur? Yes. So, in the lower end of the femur, if you observe, this area is very much smooth. Okay, so this area which is smooth is nothing but the one which is coming in contact with the patella bone, like this. Okay, you have a bone. Congruently, you have the articulation here. The anterior surface of the lower end of the femur, that is, and the inferior surface of the lower end, where we have between the 2 condyles. This is intercondylar area. This intercondylar area is coming and it is getting articulated with the posterior aspect of the patella. Okay. Now, when you observe this bone, see here. So, how is this bone? It looks like a triangle. It has base. Where I am holding it, it is apex. This is upper border. Okay. Then it is the lateral border, medial border. Okay. Then posterior surface, if you observe, it is quite smooth. Okay. It is covered with hyaline cartilage, also called as articular cartilage, which congruently articulates with the inferior aspect of the femur bone to take part in the formation of knee joint. Okay. Now, I hope till these points are clear. Imad? Are you all with me? Able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now coming to the side determination. So apex is upper, like apex is downwards, and this is the base which is pointing, like suppose this is the upper end beta and this is apex. So apex is below. Articular surface, the one which is smooth, should be behind. Okay. Then when you see here, if you observe this, maybe you are able to see or not, I don't know. See, there is one line which is dividing the posterior surface into lateral facet and medial facet. Okay, the lateral facet size is quite big and medial facet size is little small comparatively, and in between you have a line. Okay, so that means when you just allow this patella to rest on the table, it will be just resting on its own side. Okay, suppose now if I keep it like this, maybe you are unable to observe that much, but it is resting on the right side. Right side, it is just like taking its complete support. That means what? This is right patella. Okay, that means lateral surface on the posterior aspect. See, I'm drawing here. This lateral surface is big and the medial surface is small, the posterior articular surface, and in between you have a line which divides the posterior surface into large lateral facet and small medial facet. Lateral facet is for lateral condyle of femur, medial facet is for medial condyle of femur. So that is how you determine. Always remember, this is the upper end and this is the apex, and when you allow the bone to rest on the table, it is falling on its own side. That means it is resting. Suppose this is just tilting on its right side. When it tilts on its right side, you identify it as right patella. Okay, because here you will have large lateral surface on the posterior aspect, small medial surface on the posterior aspect for the lateral and medial condyles respectively. Is this point clear, Ritika? Hansraj?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ में आया ना? Okay.
Mm.
So that's what beta. Place articular surface of patella on the flat surface with its apex away from you and the bone tilts on its own side. That's what I was telling you beta. Okay. Okay, but then see here. Now see, this is the anterior aspect. Now you know, like, don't read anything, but I will tell you everything with the help of this picture. This picture has been taken from Datta's anatomy. So this is base and this is apex, isn't it? This is the medial border and this is the lateral border. Okay. How did I identify it as medial border? Even I don't know. Only when you just see the bone from behind, then only we will come to know whether it is medial or lateral. Okay. Just because vastus medialis is here, I have identified it as medial border. That's it better. Okay. Now see here. We know, like, this bone is a sesamoid bone which has developed in the like which muscle beta? Quadriceps femoris. All four muscles, they take insertion over patella only. So what are the various muscles? See, this is the base. At the base, which muscle is taking its insertion? Vastus intermedius. Okay, and more on medial side, you will see along the medial border of the anterior aspect, which muscle is inserted? Vastus medialis. Little on the lateral side, you will have the insertion of vastus lateralis. Okay, then we have the muscle just below this, vastus medialis, lateralis, intermedius, we have rectus femoris. So all four together you call it as quadriceps femoris. So within these, so that means though this bone is ossified in the tendon, so within this bone you will see the insertion of all these four muscles. And this like ligament which is formed by the fusion of all four muscles is called as ligamentum patellae. I told you the attachment of ligamentum patellae in day before yesterday's class. Where is it taking its attachment? Anybody remembers? Tibial tuberosity.
Tibial tuberosity.
Yeah, very good. Anterior aspect of the upper end of the tibia shows the rough thing, that is nothing but the tibial tuberosity. Okay, beta, you try to learn here like this. Now see here. Just don't read anything, just try to observe. See, this is Gray's anatomy pictures we have. This is in front view, beta, front, anterior. So is it not looking rough? All lines, 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 lines. As though all long straight lines. That means tendon only has modified into sesamoid bone, isn't it? This is base and this is apex. Now, when you see posterior aspect, is it looking smooth or rough? Imad?
Smooth.
Smooth. Okay. So, which surface is larger? Lateral one is larger or medial one is larger?
Lateral.
Very good. The lateral one is larger and the medial one is smaller. Okay. And this is the line which is basically dividing the posterior surface into large lateral area and small medial area. The large lateral area, you will see it comes and articulates with the lateral condyle. And of course, I don't have two congruent bones. In fact, patella is of right side. Femur, we know it is left femur we have with us. Okay. So articulation congruency cannot be maintained here. Okay, beta, that is what. Now see here, anterior surface is subcutaneous. You can feel in front of your knee. You are finding all longitudinal ridges which are representing the ossified fibers of quadriceps femoris. Posterior surface is mostly articular except a small portion which is lower down, okay, which is for the attachment of ligamentum patellae. Okay, that is. Now you are finding this muscle better. What you were telling, quadriceps femoris. This is vastus medialis. This is vastus lateralis. In between you have vastus intermedius. Okay, then all together you are finding they are forming quadriceps femoris tendon within which this bone is ossified, and you know this is the patellar ligament or ligamentum patellae, which goes and gets attached to where? Just now Imad told us.
Tibial tuberosity.
Tibial tuberosity. Okay, now coming to some more aspects of the posterior end, posterior side, what are we finding here? See, posterior surface is divided by a vertical ridge. I told you this is the vertical ridge, okay, which is dividing into this large lateral part and small medial part. So the medial part is further, see this is whole thing is medial part, beta. This whole medial part is further separated by a vertical ridge, okay. So this is almost the most medial part, which is actually called as medial narrow strip, which is like marked as blue color here. Okay, that is the medial narrow strip, okay, which contacts the medial femoral condyle in the extreme flexion. So each part is divided. Now see here, that means see the further this medial part is further divided into lateral and medial. So this is the medial part. No, so here you have these horizontal lines which will be again further divided into upper, middle and lower part. So the upper part is coming in contact with the lower end of the femur in ordinary flexion. Middle part is coming with the lower end of the femur in semi-flexion, and lower part is coming in ordinary extension. Okay. So these are the movements. This picture is given in any textbook. Okay. So patella can be a 5 marks question or 3 marks question, but a very favorite question of the examiner. Now, ossification, several centers appear during 3rd to 6th years and they coalesce rapidly. Okay. So is it a primary ossification center? No, it's not a bone which is formed during intrauterine life. That's the reason you are not finding any. It's a sesamoid bone. As the baby starts taking support on the knee and like it is showing some pressure over the knee joint, then you will see the ossification centers are appearing. 3rd to 6th years and they coalesce rapidly. Okay. So sometimes 2 pieces of patella may be seen. Then in that circumstances, you call it as bipartite or tripartite patella. That means 2 pieces of patella on right side, 2 pieces of patella on left side. Or 3 pieces of, that means ossification is not occurring for the fusion of as a single bone, but instead you are finding right patella itself maybe 2 or 3 pieces. Left patella itself maybe 2 or 3 pieces. How to rule out whether it is fracture or bipartite or tripartite patella? You have to take X-ray bilaterally. You should take X-ray of right knee joint. You should take X-ray of left knee joint also. And if you find similar type of 3 pieces or 2 pieces of patella and patient has no clinical symptoms, then you can rule out it's not fracture of patella, but it's a condition where the ossification has not occurred completely. Fusion has not occurred completely. Okay, that's what is bipartite or tripartite patella. Hope you understood this better. I'll take you to tarsal bones also. Don't worry, I'm not stopping here. Okay. Can you see tarsals on the screen?
No, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, beta. Before I start tarsals, I'm giving you a small work of 5 minutes, beta. So what you will do is, you draw femur showing the linea aspera. Tarsals. So what are the various bones we have, beta, in tarsals? I hope you can hear me. Hansraj, can you hear me? Ritika, Imad?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Achha. Okay, so what are the various tarsal bones we have see here? Now, this first bone which is resting over the number 2 bone is talus. Then we have calcaneus, okay, navicular. Then we have 3 cuneiforms. What are those? Medial cuneiform, intermediate cuneiform, lateral cuneiform, and cuboid bone. So all these bones are called as tarsal bones. Okay, so talus, calcaneum, navicular, 3 cuneiforms, medial, intermediate, and lateral cuneiform. Okay, then we have cuboid. What are these bones? Metatarsals, isn't it? And what are these bones? Phalanges. So how many phalanges do we have? In the
14.
big toe, we have 2. In very good, 14. In rest of the toes, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay. So now see, there is a animated picture for us. So I have this bone with me. This is the big bone you can see here, very quite big. This is among all the tarsal bones, the largest among all is calcaneus. Above calcaneus, we have talus. Okay, this is boat shaped. You call it as navicular. Then this is cuboid. Okay, these are 3 cuneiforms, 5, 6, 7. This is medial cuneiform or first cuneiform. This is, in our books, it is written as intermediate cuneiform, and this is lateral cuneiform bone. Okay, and these 5 are metatarsals. Okay, so in each metatarsal bone, what do we have? See, we have one base. Okay, then we have shaft, and then we have head. That means this is short, long bone. Okay, though it is small in size, but still it has all the features, upper end, shaft, and lower end. Okay, metatarsals. Okay, then see, when you just look at this 5th metatarsal bone, it will be showing one projection, which is the characteristic feature of this particular metatarsal, which you should remember, which is actually called as tuberosity. Tuberosity, the projection what it has is actually called as tuberosity of the 5th metatarsal. Now, what are these phalanges? As Hansraj told us, we have 14 phalanges. Okay, so this is proximal phalanx, this is middle phalanx, and the 11th one is distal phalanx. Okay, that means in the big toe we have only 2 phalanges, proximal and distal, whereas in the remaining other toes we have proximal, middle, and distal phalanges. Okay, now can you identify this bone? Big one, biggest among all. Calcaneum.
Calcaneum.
Okay, can you identify this bone?
Talus.
Yeah, very good. Talus. Very good. Can you identify this bone? Boat shaped.
Navicular.
Navicular.
Cuboidal.
This is navicular.
Okay.
Okay, नहीं वो दोनों के बीच में ना, इधर देख लो डायरेक्शन. Cuboid is towards lateral side बेटा, number 4 जो है पूरा कोने में. Okay, these 3 are cuneiforms, no? Number 4, what is this?
Cuboid.
Cuboid. Okay, what are these?
Ma'am, this
3?
is left foot.
Yeah, this is left foot beta. This is little finger, little toe. Okay, then we have the other toes. Okay, so these are the 3 cuneiforms. Okay, you are finding this tuberosity, no beta? Just now I told you. What is that? What is the name given?
Tuberosity of 5th metatarsal.
Just you have to check for this tuberosity. Okay, so that's how you can identify number 4 as cuboid. Okay, then 5th one is medial cuneiform, first cuneiform, 6th one intermediate, 7th one lateral cuneiform, or the 3rd cuneiform. So names orientation is, I hope it is clear for you now. The largest among all is, I'm repeating so many times, calcaneus. Then we have talus. Okay, this boat shaped is navicular. Then this is cuboid and 3 cuneiforms, medial, intermediate, lateral. Okay, overall how many bones do we have beta? 7 bones. What are these? Metatarsals.
Which one is the largest?
Largest is this one beta. दिख रहा ना? सब में बड़ी है. You can see the real bone also, Chavi. Okay, calcaneum or calcaneus. Explanation is there regarding each bone beta. Again, I will discuss. First, I am giving you the overall summary. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Huh.
Yes, ma'am.
This is calcaneus. This is talus. Talus is this. This is calcaneus. Okay. Now we know how many bones are there in the tarsal bones. How many? 7. Okay. This is the talus bone. You can, if you observe talus, you can see talus is the bone which is articulating with tibia and fibula. That means talus is the bone which is taking part in the formation of which joint? Ankle joint.
Inferior tibiofibular joint.
Ankle joint, beta. Here only we will
Oh,
find.
sorry.
that.
Okay.
This is ankle joint. Between the talus, tibia and fibula, here we will have ankle joint.
Ankle
Okay?
joint. Okay.
Huh. Okay, so that means 7 bones we have in the proximal row. We have the talus and calcaneus, and navicular is found in the middle row. 3 cuneiforms we found in the distal row along with cuboid. Okay, then so the tarsal bones are quite big when you compare with carpal bones. Carpal bones were very small, whereas these bones are such big, heavy because they have to completely bear our body weight, isn't it? But they have to support and distribute the body weight. Okay, then roughly you need not know many features. Whatever features are important, I will tell you better. Okay, so roughly almost all the bones are cuboidal. Okay, they will be having 6 surfaces. For example, if you observe this bone, the surface above is superior surface, the surface below is inferior surface, the surface near away from midline is lateral surface, the surface near to the midline is medial surface, surface which is front is anterior surface, surface which is behind is posterior surface. So overall, I have shown you the biggest bone beta. Okay, largest among all. So they look like cube. So how many surfaces do they have? 6. Superior, inferior, medial, lateral, anterior and posterior. Is that clear, Hansraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Haan, beta. So her bone 6 surfaces we have. Now coming to talus. Okay, I told you talus is the bone which is taking part in the formation of ankle joint. Now see here, don't read anything beta, just look at the picture, you will understand everything. These are Vishram Singh's pictures only. When you hold the bone, see this is the anterior end which is head and it is covered with articular cartilage. What is the bone we have seen in front? In the middle row, navicular we saw, right? है ना, इधर navicular है देखो. So anterior aspect of the talus is articulating with which bone? Navicular bone. Okay, so that means this is the head which is covered with hyaline cartilage and it is the place where it is articulating with the navicular bone. Okay, and the ligament we have here is dorsal talonavicular ligament. Okay, I told you this bone takes part in the formation of ankle joint. No, you can see the dotted lines are the lines which are shown to represent capsular attachment, capsule. Okay, beta? No. Exactly. Now see here, this is the right talus what I am holding in my hand. How to identify beta? The superior surface is also so much of bluish. That means it is covered with hyaline cartilage, articular cartilage. With which bone it is articulating beta? Superior
With the tibia and tibia.
Tibia. Inferior aspect of tibia is resting over superior surface of talus. Is that clear beta?
Yes,
ये जो पूरा surface है, this is the trochlear surface. So this surface is receiving the inferior aspect of the tibia, lower end of the tibia. Okay. Now, if you observe, you have, there is a comma shaped structure. This area will be comma shaped. It is like a comma, full stop comma. Okay, you call it as, this is the facet for medial malleolus. Okay, the other side you have a bigger facet comparatively. Large triangular facet we have. This is the facet for lateral malleolus. Okay, beta. Again, I am taking you to this bone. Tibia, lower end, we know this is the medial malleolus. Fibula, lower end is still lower down. Okay, I told you it is around 1.5 centimeters down almost. Okay, so this is the lateral malleolus. So lateral malleolus is coming in contact with this larger triangular articular facet. Comma-shaped articular facet is occupied by medial malleolus. I'm taking you again. See, beta, this is comma-shaped articular facet where you will see the medial malleolus of the tibia comes. This is larger lateral articular facet where you will see the fibula's lower end, which has lateral malleolus, comes over here. So that means all these surfaces are actually articulating together to form the ankle joint. Okay, the ankle joint is formed between the superior aspect of the talus, which is articulating with the inferior aspect of the tibia. On the medial side, comma-shaped articular surface of the talus is articulating with the medial malleolus. On the lateral side, large triangular articular facet is articulating with fibula. Is that clear, beta? Is that clear, or do you want me to repeat, beta?
Ma'am, can you repeat once?
See here, first of all, try to understand. This is the superior view, what you are seeing. Okay, from above you are seeing. So this is the anterior end, which is head. I'll take the help of this bone only, beta. This is the anterior end, which is head. Head is articulating with which bone? Boat shaped. Navicular. Yes, Imad, speak to me.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the superior surface. Superior surface is articulating with which bone, beta?
Tibia.
Which aspect of tibia?
Inferior aspect of tibia.
Excellent. Inferior aspect of the lower end of the tibia. Now, if you observe, oh, we can take this picture also, in fact, but not so clear. If you observe this talus, it has two articular facets, one on medial side, one on the lateral side. Is that there or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Medial one is comma shaped, lateral one is triangular and big in size. Medial facet is coming in contact with medial malleolus of tibia. Okay, large lateral facet, it is coming in contact with the lateral malleolus of fibula. Okay, see beta, this is large triangular articular facet where lateral malleolus of fibula comes and articulates. That side comma shaped articular facet will be there, that is articulating with the medial malleolus of tibia. This complete thing is ankle joint. We will revise again once we start ankle joint. Okay, is that clear now at least, Iman?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is better. Side determination. Rounded head is directed forwards. Okay, then you just try to observe these facets better. Now when you just see behind, even if you are unable to observe in the bone, diagram is so clear. See, towards the midline you have medial tubercle, to away from midline you have lateral tubercle. Between them you have a groove. Okay, so this is the groove where you will see the tendon of flexor hallucis longus is passing. Okay, only this much I want you to remember for talus. Most of you have Vishram Singh, right? You can practice this.
Yes, ma'am.
Vishram Singh, so you can see, practice better. Okay. No, this is the inferior aspect of the same bone beta, and so many details are not required. Okay. Just a minute. Talus. So try to just go through the pictures what are given in Vishram Singh and you will see the attachments beta. Okay. Here comma shaped means which attachment we have, like medial malleolus, no? So here you have anterior tibiotalar, all these